Thanks, Deepak. I appreciate your time, but we're already happy with our current vendors. Hi, guys. My name's Deepak Shukla, founder at Pearl+Lemon Sales. We're a sales training and development agency based in the UK as well as the USA. And today, in day number 68, we're going to uncover the challenge of the we're happy with our current vendor objection. So, this is day number 68, as I said, of 119 days of cold calling training. Feel free to go ahead and click the link below to get access to 17 additional strategies that are not shared in this training. So when somebody says that we're happy with our current vendor, it's a difficult challenge and obstacle to overcome, and it will happen a lot. We're happy with the people that we've got. So we're good. We're happy. We're fine, thanks. So I want to run through some possible ways to overcome that. So number one, the first big thing is congratulate them. Congratulate them. Say, oh, amazing. Well, well done on finding somebody that you feel you're happy with. It's not. I appreciate it's not easy, and it's just great that you've got a really strong relationship. So congratulating somebody from the offset is really the good way to go, because it's often that you become unstuck and say, okay, so well, you know what, that's good, and already you can see from that response that the confidence isn't there, and you want to fundamentally congratulate and acknowledge that somebody's already got a vendor that they're happy with. So if someone says, Deepak, thank you so much, we're happy with our current vendor, I'd say, oh, fantastic. Oh, it's really good that you've got a vendor that you're happy with and that's kind of delivering for you. That's really good. You could even take it as far as to say, you know what, that's actually even better. I'm really glad that you said you've got a vendor, because we only work with the kinds of businesses that are serious about their SEO. It sounds like you're serious about your SEO or serious about your sales. Would it be fair to say that you're a man who takes his sales seriously? So as you can see with this, we're congratulating and then underlining that that's a point of ultimately, it's an indication that they are a serious, ultimately potential client of yours. So the mindset that you got to get into when someone says we're happy with our current vendor is great, fantastic. That's good, because it means they're serious. It means that you spend money, and it means that this is important to you. So you can underline those things from the opening when someone says, Deepak, we're really happy with our current vendor at the moment, if I'm being honest with you. Richard, what fantastic. I'm really pleased that you said that, to be honest with you, because from what I'm hearing, it sounds like making sure that your sales training or your salespeople are the best that they can be on the phone is really important to you. Would it be fair to say that that's true, Richard? Yes, it would. Would it also be then fair to say that that's why you've made a financial commitment to your current vendor, because it's really important that you get the returns from them, and as it sounds like you're really happy with them, and that's why it's important to make a financial commitment? Yes, that's correct. So Richard, and this is where, guys, if you're listening, you make then the switch to say, well Richard, I feel that it would only be my duty, or would only be right if I said to you that if you're anything like me, I get happy, I get comfortable, and unless I'm approached, don't think about, well, what's out there? Could I get an even better result than I'm getting right now? I don't know what I don't know. And the only way to get informed about how my vendor is performing is to, from time to time, compare my vendor against another market competitor. So let me ask you this, Richard, before you say yes or no. When was the last time that you actively compared your vendor to somebody else by putting an alternative provider through a tender process? So do you see, guys, that I'm building up the importance of getting a vendor they're happy with, the fact that they made a financial commitment to it, but then also, if you're making a financial commitment, it's useful to compare the market as well. So that's what's happening in this instance, and that's what I'm underlining to Richard there. If you're anything like me, Richard, it's really important from time to time to run a quick, easy comparison, just to see even if there's any additional value you can drive from your current vendor, because you could look at an offer that we'll present to you. You can take it back to your current vendor, and you might get even more deliverables at the same service level that you're paying or the same pricing that you're paying. So you can paint the picture in the mind of the prospect that, well, look, we're here. Why don't you compare? Because in a worst case scenario, it's still a win-win. And the point of comparison will only be, for example, a 15-minute phone call. So like how much value, Richard, would you say that your current vendor is driving towards you? Would it be fair to say that, they're making, they're helping you add an additional 100,000, let's just say like at a minimum, $100,000 a year in additional revenue? And Richard might say yes or no. But if Richard does say yes because he's happy with his current vendor, he'd say, well, if through a 15-minute call with us, you could ultimately get an additional $25,000 in the revenue or value from your current vendor simply by pinging across what we send to you and asking if they can match it. Wouldn't that be worth it, Richard? Just 15 minutes to get $25,000. So a 15-minute call could equal $25,000 in additional revenue. Like, is it a yes or is it a yes, Richard? So do you see, guys, how we're beginning to drive the time of the call versus the value that can come out from it simply by setting up that comparison in his mind? And that's the way that you can fundamentally get around this "we're happy with our current vendor" objection. Now, they might still say no. They might not give you the time of day. It might not go anywhere. But really, all you need is one or two people to say yes, to see if you can then set up a follow-up call to ultimately, of course, sell your service. But running that comparison, that, it's always useful to compare. If you're anything like me, from time to time, it's always useful to compare because, a lot of the time there'll be one or two things that we do that they might not. And, I'd really want you to find that out because worst case, you can go back and take that to your current company and see if you can get, significantly more value from them without changing the price that you pay. Or, you know what, Richard, it's always, I'm pretty confident that over a 15-minute call, like we do best. We do our best with companies like yours who are already using current vendors because we love the competition of showing why we're the best service provider out there. So if I can fundamentally prove to you, because we'll offer a guarantee that will match what your current vendor does alongside the additional value that we drive, would that be meaningful enough to have that call? I mean, to be honest with you, Richard, I want to make sure that we're right for each other, and we only like to work with businesses who are really serious about the relationships they strike with their vendors. So do you see now how I'm leaning into a bit of a takeaway close when it comes to setting up the appointment? So there's lots of different ways you can take this, that we're happy with our current vendor objection, and hopefully this underlines to you how many of those strategies are out there. So there you have it, guys, that we're happy with our current vendor objection handle.
Remember, we've got 17 gated strategies just waiting for you. All you need to do is bing, subscribe, as well as click the link in the description below to get access to those 17. Get some.